Hello students, welcome to online tutorial session. Today we will start chapter 2, that is network components. So first we need to understand what are the parts of the network. Okay, to set up a network for the communication one needs three basic things. Okay, what are actually the three basic things? Number one is the device through which the user can communicate. Number two are the cables or the link using which the communicating device are connected. And number three is a set of rules that are required to transit, receive and interpret the data. So on the basis of this, there are three basic components are there in the network. Number one is network device. Number two is the network hardware. Number three is the network software. In the picture you are able to see what are actually the basic components of the network. Okay. Now we will start with the topic that is the network devices. Okay. So first one under the network devices, you know that network device is known as the nodes. Okay, this nodes includes server, workstation, other peripheral devices like printer, monitor, okay, modems, okay, bridge, hub, okay, like this. So today we will first discuss about the network device. Number one is server. So server usually a very large, powerful computer in the network that provides the different services to the computers in the network. Okay, so the services may include storing of a common programs or data files that are frequently shared by the other computers in the network. Okay, so based on the type of service provided, a network can have three basic type of servers. Okay, these are file servers, print servers, as well as the communication servers. So first we will learn about the file servers. Okay, so this usually stores files created by the applications programs and allow these to be accessed by the two or more clients. Okay, so data server and the application server is also the part of this file server. Okay, now next is the print server. Okay, so print servers are used to allow the network computer to share one or more common printers. Okay, so a printer server is usually has more than one port so that the several printers can be attached to a single server. Now coming to the communication server. Okay, a communication server is basically used to connect different network systems using the different standards and to connect the network over a long distance. Okay. Next networking device is client or workstation. You already know about what is client. Okay, a computer refers to as client if it is required files or another network resources like printer, scanner, modem from the server. Okay, so this actually, the client is actually known as the workstation. That's why I have not mentioned over here. And another type of network devices are peripheral devices. So peripheral devices like printer, modem, CD-ROM, these are known as the peripheral devices. Okay. Now we are moving to the network hardware. Okay. So under this network hardware, so what is actually the network hardware? We have to know. Okay. So the hardware component is actually a physically connected to the network devices. Okay, so it includes network interface card, cables, repeater, hubs. Okay, so today we will know about the NIC card. NIC stands for network interface card. Okay, so or you can say it is a LAN adapter. The function as an interface between the computer and the network channel. Okay, so it is a through NIC a computer connect to the network. Okay, so NIC is either present as a expansion card connected to the slot on the motherboard of a computer, or it can be present on the board as a inbuilt chip. Okay, so what are actually the function of this NIC? It is very important. What are the functions? Function 1 is the data flow control. So what it will do, that it will control the flow of the data in and out of the network system. Okay, now data packaging. Once the NIC has all the data from the RAM for the transmission, then it divides it into other smaller packets, or you can say frames. So each frames contain the source and the destination address, and actual data part, and mostly the error checking information. Okay, now data flow conversion. The NIC receives the data from one computer in a parallel form and change it into the serial data flow for transmitting the data. Okay, another one, speed of a data transfer. NIC also determines the speed of a data transfer. Okay, and may transmit the data at 10 Mbps or 100 Mbps depending upon the particular setup we are using. Okay, now coming to the next topic, that is a cable wearing, or you can say that is a transmission media. Okay, so for a network to be effective, a raw stream of data is transferred from one device to other over some medium. So various transmission medias can be used to transfer the media. So there are actually generally two types of media is available. One is called guided media, another is called the unguided media. Okay, so what is guided media? In guided media, transmitted data travels through a cabling. It means it is traveling through a physical pathway. Okay, and that has a fixed path. Okay, so like copper wires, fiber optics wire, like that. Okay, now comes to the unguided media. Okay, in unguided media, transmitted data travels through space in the form of electromagnetic signals or radio waves, like this. Okay, now we will start the guided media first. Okay, first one, the cable we are using, that is the twisted pair cable. Okay, so it is, you are from the picture it is clear that you are seeing this kind of a cable in a normal electronic work. We are using the cable, that kind of a cable it is there. So copper wires are most common wire for the transmission of the signal because it has a good performance and at a low cost. Okay, so it is structured, actually the structure of this copper wire actually look like a DNA model. So that's why it is called the twisted pair. Okay, to reduce the interference between the nearby twisted pair, the twist rates are different at the each pair. Okay, so what is the use of this kind of a cable, twisted pair cable? Okay, in a network communication, UTP cables are used in a star topology LAN with the Ethernet protocol. Okay, so what are the advantages of that? The twisted pairs are the most oldest and popular cables over the world. Twist at a trained personnel easily available due to the shallow learning curves. Okay, can be used both analog and digital transmission. Okay, least expensive, and entire network does not go down in a part of a network is damaged. So these are the very advantages for us. Now right now we are talking about the disadvantages of the twisted pair cable. So with its many advantages, twisted cable offers some disadvantage too. So what are those? So signal cannot travel a long distance without the repeater. So it needs a repeater if you want to transmit the data in a longer distance. Okay. Now, higher error rates for the distance greater than the 100 meter. Okay, if you are transmitting your data in a more than 100 meter in a distance, there will be a high chance there is a data error is there. Okay, now very thin, hence the break easily. So this kind of a copper wire is very thin in nature. Okay, it is easily breakable. So not suitable for the broadband connection. So for the broadband connection, we cannot use this kind of a cable. Okay. Now comes to the shielded twisted pair cables, or you can call it as a HTP also. Okay, so this type of cable has actually usually 2 or 4 pairs of twisted copper wires is there. You are able to see over here. So each pair is again shielded by the foil of brass. Okay, a woven copper net shield is overall the outer foil, and the outer PVC insulation covers the entire cable. Okay, so this is used actually mainly for the IBM token ring LAN specification. Okay, so what are the advantages? HTP cables reduce the electrical noise both within the cable. Okay, so there is no phenomenon of a crosstalk over here. Okay, and also the bandwidth, it is supported up to 100 Mbps. And so then what are the disadvantages? So HTP cables are expensive compared to the UTP cables. Okay, the maximum distance it's covered can be is 100 meters only. Okay, now come to the topic, that is the coaxial cable. Okay, so coaxial cables are the copper cables with a better shielding than the twisted pair cables, so that it can transmit the signal, may travel the longer distance at a higher speed. Okay, so as in the picture you are able to see, there are the 3 parts are there. Outer jacket is there, next is braid, and the dielectric is there, or you can say it is a core. Okay, stiff the copper wire is known as actually the core. Okay, so insulating material surrounding the core, and closely woven braided mesh of a conducting material surrounds the insulator, and protective plastic seal ensures the wear. Okay, so coaxial cable are widely used for the cable TV connection. So what are the advantages of it? So excellent noise immunity is there. Okay, signal can travel through a longer distance at a high speed. Okay, so 1 to 20 Gbps at a 1 kilometer cable. Okay, it can be used both for analog and the digital signals. Okay, inexpensive as compared to the other optic cables. Okay, so what are actually the disadvantage? There are some disadvantages also there. Expensive as compared to the twisted pair cable, and not compatible with the twisted pair. We cannot, it is not at all compatible. Okay, and these cables are bulky and less flexible. Okay, now coming to the next topic, that is the fiber optic cable, or you can say as a optical fiber cable. Okay, so the cable is consist of a central glass fiber, 5 to 100 microns in a diameter, and it is supported by the layers of pure silica called cladding. Okay, to protect it, a plastic jacket can be presented outside the cladding. This plastic jacket is turned and to be reinforced with the strength of a fiber like silver fiber to protect the fiber. Okay, so you are able to see cladding part, core part, and the coating part as well. Okay, so what are actually the advantages? First we know the uses. So it is specially advantageous for the long distance communication because light propagates through the fiber with a little annotation and disturbance compared to the electrical cable. It is used in actually basically in the FDDI network. What are the advantages? Since data travels in the form of light pulses, these cables are totally immune to outside the electrical noise, and hence it can be used for the longer distance compared to the other cables. Signal modes, fiber can transmit the data for about 10 kilometers without using the repeaters. Bandwidth supported to the several Gbps, and better security as it cannot be taped. So what are the disadvantages over here? The fiber optic cables are the most expensive of all cables. The cable needs to be handled with care, so it is difficult to join and terminate such a kind of a cable. Okay, these are actually the disadvantage. Okay, now we are moving to the unguided media. Right now, up to this we have known as the physical media, that is a guided media. Now we will learn about the unguided media. First one is the Okay, why? What is unguided media? Okay, I have explained that one. Okay, so infrared, under this infrared communication we will talk about. So infrared or IR is the region in the electromagnetic spectrum between the radio waves and the visible light. Okay, you are able to see that one, this picture, this one. So first is the microwaves is there. Okay, okay, under the between actually the visual region and the radio signal region, under this the infrared is coming. So it is invisible to the human eyes, but can be seems to be sensed by the special devices. Okay, so example you can see, when you press the remote, on the top of the remote there is a one bulb is there, that is actually giving the signals to a set-top box. Then the red light will be turned into the green one. Okay, that kind of a signal is actually is a you can say the infrared. Okay, okay, IR signal cannot be penetrate the wall. So in computer, IR signal are used for the shorter distance communication. Okay, now coming to the radio waves. Okay, so radio waves are ideal for the communication system where cable installation is difficult or costly, where the users are mobile. Okay, so however the bandwidth is limited and the communication is prone to the electromagnetic interference. Okay, so what are advantages over here in case of radio waves? So inexpensive mode of information exchange. No land is required over here for the laying of a cable. So installation and maintenance devices is very cheap. So what are the disadvantages we are facing? So there are some disadvantage of radio wave transmission is there. Insecure communication media, prone to weather changes like rain, thunderstorm. When the thunderstorm is occurring, if you are turning on your radio, okay, you are able to see frequency it is not matched, or there is some distortion or noise is there. So that is the problem. If you are using Tata Sky or any this kind of a devices, you are able to see when there is a rain, it will be not, you are not getting the signals. So that is actually the main disadvantages of the radio communication. Okay, now coming to the microwave communication. Okay, so microwaves are a high frequency electromagnetic signals used for the longer distance communication. The transmission consists of the transmitter and the receiver. So what is transmitter? Who transmit the information from one into another, and receiver who will receive that kind of a signal, and requires the line side between these two. So it is less vulnerable to the electromagnetic interference and provides a greater bandwidth. Okay, there are two type of microwave communication is there. One is the terrestrial one and one is the satellite one. Okay, so terrestrial provide the communication usually across the shorter distance. Okay, transmit a signal up to 10 kilometers. Okay, and in case of satellite, especially satellite dish servicing the antenna used to transmit and receive signals over a overage of satellite. That is a more expensive one. Okay, so what are actually the advantages? Microwave transmission are cheaper than the cabling. Its land acquisition is not there. Communication over ocean can be achieved through the microwave transmission. Okay, what are the disadvantages? Out phase of signal. A signal can be moved out of the phase using the microwave transmission. Okay, now also bandwidth is limited. Allocation of the bandwidth is limited in case of the microwave transmission. Okay, so now comes to the satellite microwave communication. So is a satellite is a physically object that revolves around the earth at its known height. The satellite communication are more reliable nowadays, offers a greater flexibility than the cable one. Actually, how it is work? This satellite concept, the signals that is transmitted from the earth station, and it is amplifies the signals. The amplified signal is retransmitted to the another earth station. Okay, in this way actually it is going on. So what are actually the advantages of that? So it covers at a larger area. Transmission cost of the satellite is independent of the distance from the center of the coverage area. Satellite communication used in mobile and wireless communication. It is very easy to install. So what are the disadvantages? Satellite designing and development requires more time and higher cost. Satellite needs to be monitored and controlled and regular periods so that it remains in the orbit. So life of a satellite is about 12 to 15 years. Due to this reason, another launch of a satellite has to be planned before it becomes a non-functional. So it is very very difficult also. Now one type of satellite is there under this, that is a geo satellite, that is same kind of a satellite communication. Okay, so what is geo satellite? That if a satellite is placed at a such a altitude in a circular equatorial orbit, it would appear to as a stationary to someone on someone's on the surface of the earth. Such a satellite is known as the geosatellite, or you can say a geostationary earth orbit. It is a very very important question will come from this. Okay. Okay, now different two devices are there, that is hub. Okay, so a hub provides a common connection point for a network devices connected in a physical star topology. What are the function? Transmission, so hub receive and transmit the data packets. Node isolation, a hub isolate the individual cable from each other. Okay, error handling, a hub recognize error conditions and disconnect the malfunctioning node. Okay, signal recognition, a hub is regenerated, retime the signals, thus cleansing the signals of a noise before broadcasting the other nodes. Okay, now network operating system. So what is actually the networking operating system? It is under the network software part. So a network operating system, or NOIS, is a computer operating system that is designed primarily to support the workstation, personal computer, and some instance other terminals that are connected to the local network. Okay, so I am giving these details in brief because it is not in a larger scope, but right now it is not hidden. In higher studies you require this one. Okay, so what are actually the basic function of this network is network operating system is maintain the connectivity between network devices and coordinate their activities. Number 2, provide sharing of data and the network resources such as printers and scanners. And number 3 is ensure data and device security on the network through the centralized administration. Thank you students. I am ending my lecture over here.